Well, well, well. YouTube. You get me again for another night. Oh, and look who we got here. The fan. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. These YouTubers got to be more careful. Lord, she done
Go
got
ahead,
another
girl.
hairdo. Look at
Work
that.
it.
I mean, the hair look like it's got a life of its own. Ladies and
Go
gentlemen,
ahead, girl. Work it.
welcome into the show. Nita Boo.
Work
She done
it.
changed her YouTube name and every damn thing. Dollar sign gone and all that. Nita Boo is in the building. Moochella is in the building. My ladies, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing great. Are we live?
We live. Yeah, we
We
already
live.
live. We
Can y'all
live.
hear me? Can you
We
hear
can
me?
we can hear you. We can hear you much better than before. Yes.
Yeah.
Much better. It's not a big improvement.
Yeah, it's a big improvement. It's a
Okay.
big improvement. Yes.
Like I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yes, it's a big improvement.
I've been struggling.
Well, you're here now, and that's all that matters, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the lovely ladies of life gang. We got Moochella, we got Nita. Moochie, how you feeling tonight?
Hi, what's up? What's up?
Now, here's the question everybody want to know from Nita. Nita, are you doing beauty on your channel yet? Because you stay laid, you stay slayed.
I know. I have a couple. I have a wig review, and I have just like I put my makeup on. I did a get ready with me, and that was fun. I had some views, I had some engagement on there. I want to do beauty. I just don't know. I'm still trying to figure out because I'm still small. I feel like I maybe want to branch out and just do a movie channel and then do a beauty channel. But right now I'm just trying to build my baby. So
Okay.
I want to do a little bit of everything.
Right. In the beginning, do what you're most passionate about. Then once you're big enough, you branch off into some of the other areas. And keep things going the way you want to go. So whatever you're most passionate about right now,
Okay.
stick with it. And if you catch somebody asking you about little other things they notice about your channel, that's when you jump in and maybe tease out a video or so about that. So I'm wishing both of you ladies well. That's what I have you here for, to try to help your channels grow. If you're finding us for the first time, subscribe to everybody's channel. Be sure to share our content. That's how we grow the most. When you guys get out there and share on our behalf, let people know there are some great Black content creators and content creators in general putting stuff out there. So ladies, it looked like y'all gonna be able to tag team me. I should have just got on in the middle of this sandwich. I don't know where Larry at, and hopefully he'll arrive and save me from this raft I'm about to get. But we're here to review the show called Run the World. And ladies, I must admit, I'm starting to get into the show, but I guess you would say as a man, I would at this point, because this show had the fellas up there. And so before we, dive into it and pick it apart scene by scene, I want to ask both of you ladies individually, give me your overall synopsis of this particular episode and what was the essence to you of this episode. And I'll start with Moochella.
Okay, yesterday the men held court.
Right.
At the local sports bar. So now you got to see them interact and their little things. I don't want to jump ahead because I'm not trying to get the horse tonight.
Yeah, you trying to get on the horse.
I just left it at that.
Okay.
It was that, and then the highlight of the whole evening was the birthday party.
Okay. I can agree with that.
I'll leave it with that.
I can agree with that. Anita, what was your overall synopsis of this episode?
What I thought about this episode is that it gave a little bit more context. It didn't give much, but it gave a little bit more context to the men's pathology, what they think, how they're thinking, it was very surface level. I don't think that they dug deep, but I was here for the context that they was given, like what was their perspective. So yeah, I don't want to jump on the horse either, but yeah, I was just about to break down each of the guys, but okay, we'll get there.
We're gonna definitely get there, and it looks like we're gonna get there fast because I guess Larry might not be showing up, but if he does, we'll fit him in when we can get him in. So before we get to the clip that I had made specifically for Larry, because it supports one of his theses from last week. Y'all should already know what it is. Let me shout out the people. Oh, gotta believe it. Let me shout out the people in the building. Tim Windsor. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get off the hook.
Your ears was ringing, Larry.
Y'all thought y'all was gonna get off the hook.
Larry, was your ears ringing?
No, I just knew it was time to come through. I knew you guys were gonna try and pull some bullshit tonight.
Larry, you knew they was gonna do. They was already licking their chops. Larry, they were looking at me like I was a well-cooked steak, and they just pulled me right off the grill. They were licking their chops. They said they didn't need no Larry, they didn't even need no A1 sauce. How done I was. They thought they were gonna get me, and now you came in with the vibranium.
See, they thought they were coming for you. You know I wasn't gonna leave you hanging like that.
No, of course not. I had no doubt you was gonna come through and help a brother out. And I have two particular clips that I'm gonna let you lead on, Larry, because they was tailor-made for you in this episode. Oh no, he didn't.
I already know what it is.
No, he didn't. He letting y'all know he's official. He's down with it. He's invested in the show. Yeah, man. Well, let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me shout out the people, of course, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people. Tim Windsor, he subscribes to everybody's channel. He is the essence of a real deal super fan. And we love you, Tim. We appreciate you. Smack those thumbs up. Mr. Stony Rock 31, glad to have you. Everest, I'm not even going to butcher the rest. How you doing? Key Malik is in the building, and Bruce McFadden has come through to show us some love. All right, let's take a look at the first clip of Run the World episode 3. And everything Larry was trying to say was confirmed. Everything he said last week about one of these young ladies was confirmed in this 20-second clip.
I beg to differ, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, we gonna differ. Hold on. Let's get it in. Go.
Hi. Do you think you could tone down the happy a little bit?
Well, my grandfather always told me there's only one direction, and that's straight ahead. Also, I still look good in lingerie.
Best way to get over a man is to get on a private jet with another one. That's what my grandfather always said.
I know that's right. Is your grandfather sing?
Larry, what do we say? Whenever we predict something, Larry, on this channel, it happens. You called it out last week when people threw arrows at you. They was trying to treat you like Hawkeye and the Avengers, saying you the one that shouldn't be here. They was trying to treat you just like pure tea crap. And what did that lady just tell you? Everything you need to know about her, Larry. What she just tell you? Everything. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Hey, we ain't mad at either, but don't be mad at us calling her what she is. I still don't think
she a gold digger.
Well, okay, well, Moochie, Moochie.
How is she a gold digger and she the breadwinner?
She ain't the breadwinner.
Yes, she is. Dude is not working. Dude is not working.
We ain't even talking about him no more. We talking about her mentality.
Why not we not talking about him no more?
Because that conversation wasn't about him.
They still live together.
That conversation.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Hold on, Larry. Hold on. That conversation when she said, "Is your granddaddy single?" How do you
know she was only playing?
How I know
if anybody's a gold digger, it's the girl that's there that was listening to her grandfather advice.
Well, she won too. I'm not saying she ain't one. She won too.
Well, I don't hear Larry talking about that. Gonna talk about the chocolate girl though.
I don't care about that little chick because she was a bit player in one episode. What do I care about her for?
But you know what, Larry?
Look, I gotta put in my whole clip.
Larry, I got you, brother. They had a real woman in this show, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, Larry. You know who I'm talking about. I got that clip queued up just for you. But we'll go ahead and start here. We'll let Moochie go ahead and get it in. Moochie, in the beginning of this show, we get to meet the fellas, and we see that these fellas all kind of have a relationship with each other. And each one of these fellas has dealt with the women. We find out that Renee is divorcing her man. We see Shalimar come back. He wants to get back with Ella. And we see homeboy that's a doctor that's trying to get with Whitney. Okay. Now, this is the other thing that was weird. we see a nice fat butt that is actually real walk by, and who is outside the group that decides to pop up? Oh, Mr. Community Peen. And
Chris.
thank God,
Community Peen, Chris.
thank God that was not a Miami Dolphins green jersey. That was the Eagles, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Eagles. So Moochie, go ahead and give us your breakdown of the opening scene of this show.
Well, I feel with this whole breakdown, I was laughing at the part where he said I was excommunicated. Because he can't go to the party. He was like, so you going to the party? He was like, no, I was excommunicated. And he was like, well, you know, she don't want you there. And then he was like, I'm going to get you in there.
Yeah,
Look,
he did say that.
He done took on the new title as Satan. He's the new Satan, right? Because Anderson is coming back and he's trying to prove himself. So he trying to get back in there. So then maybe he might give the title to the excommunicated boo.
He trying to work his way back in there.
He tried, and it looks like he's doing a damn good job. But I'm gonna stay off the horse. I ain't gonna hop on the horse. I'm gonna stay off the horse. Nita, what do you want to add to it?
What I wanted to add to it is how women are objectified. Did you see how the camera panned on that lady's ass? We never even seen what the bitch looked like. We never even seen what the girl looked like. They didn't even look at her face.
Exactly. She could have been a butterface.
That's the male.
She could have been a butterface. You know what a butterface is?
At its finest.
What?
So,
wait a minute. Let
me ask you this: Who objectified that woman? Because it was a woman who wrote the episode and directed the episode. So who did the objectification?
The men.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
and so you're
the woman, she directed it and a woman wrote it, but that is the male gaze. That's all you look at. Y'all don't see nothing else but what you want to see. Come on, don't give me that. Don't give me that.
No. There's plenty of times. There are plenty of times when we are looking at a woman and we're seeing multiple things. We're not just hitting one point. We're scanning the whole thing.
It is multiple things.
Yeah, we're seeing the figure.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
That she's wearing. We're seeing how she puts herself together.
Boy.
You saying
why you objectifying
yourself? Nita, I knew they was real. I never said you got plastic surgery. I knew they was real. Lord Jesus Christ, boy.
Why you objectifying yourself?
See, but here's the thing, Larry.
I know what it is.
As she talks about,
I don't make the rules. All I do is play the game.
Well, that's what we try to tell you. That's what we try to tell you about Renee. She want that bag, and there you have the dance of man versus woman. A woman wants to be taken care of. She wants to secure that bag, and to get that bag, you got to look a certain way for most people to get the bag. I mean, if you want me to co-sign on that's how we objectify y'all, then why don't you co-sign with me that when y'all see a man, y'all want to know what his dollar signs is before you know his credit score?
See, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that Renee's up there upset because she's having to work, and she's having to work while her husband is still working, but her husband's trying to build something, right? And so let's not forget that this brother, before he left his job, was a private equities manager. Now, in case people are not aware, it is not easy to become a private equities manager when you were white. So when you become that as a black person, this dude is no joke with his money. I can tell you right now, looking at what they don't have what they have because she bought it. They have what they have because he was making a F ton of money. And they're able to continue to sustain themselves because he probably put a whole lot of money into their savings. So while she's complaining, talking about you took our savings, which he did and was wrong, he should have talked to her. I'm willing to guarantee you the bulk of that money that went in there came from him. It doesn't make it right. It's just saying that when he's up there making all this money and he's doing all this, and now he's transitioning and trying to do something else, now she has a problem with it because now all of a sudden it's interrupting her standard of living as she thinks. But here's the catch-22 with that. If he decided, I'm going to go ahead and try and do the band thing and be a manager, but I'm not going to leave my job because I don't want my wife to feel like she's inconvenienced by not having the same financial standard of living, she would then be up there complaining, you're never around, you're always working. If you're not at the firm, then you're with your band.
No, she'd be out there shaking her ass with her girlfriends, which you said she was doing yesterday.
Well,
I mean,
that's what you had the major problem with too.
That's why she doesn't sustain her
Right.
marriage, because she out there with her girlfriends. No,
She probably doesn't need to be married. She probably really doesn't need. She's married now, so she needs to figure it out and stay married. But she probably should have never have gotten married.
What I'm saying, that's a lot of assumptions. It's a lot of assumptions. And
to be honest with you, she said he sold her Apple stock. She should be happy that he sold her Apple stock.
Oh God, oh my Lord!
Wow.
He should be happy he sold that bum ass stock.
I do have to co-sign on that. She's probably glad he got her there. But the problem is, if you're going to sell it, you're supposed to flip it to something else. But I digress. So now, Nita, we're coming to you.
Digress, because that's where Larry goes. He makes assumptions. Did he do something of grandeur with the stock? He did it. Go ahead, Larry. What did he do with the stock? He done did all this stuff.
Well, he reinvested the band.
He reinvested it in his current business.
Yeah.
He was taking care of them guys.
Amen.
So if she a gold digger,
currently,
then why she leaving him? If he did all of that, he's continuing to do all of that. Why is she leaving?
Because she's a bum ass B.
No, absolutely
because
not.
She doesn't support. She only supports him. She only supports him when things are going the way she wants them to go in her way. This is a guy that knows how to make money, and he will make money, but sometimes it takes a while to get that money made. And she's upset because she wants him to be the same dude that he was when she married him, and people change. People's interests changed. A lot of stuff changed. So
you see all them acrobatics that he doing to try to craft this narrative. Okay.
Yeah, I just saw like three back.
We're gonna play out, y'all.
It's not acrobatics. If you marry anybody, if you think the same person that you married today is going to be that person to be the same person in 10 years, 5 years,
they're not even at 10 years.
They not even at 10 years. I didn't get that. How many years are they at? Do you know?
Yeah, how many years are they at? Because I didn't get that part.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, she's only 32.
I mean, they could have got married at 22.
Okay, I think I'm trying to say maybe 20, like when they finish school.
Okay,
so they've been married for 10 years.
5 years. Monique Johnson said 5 years. They've been married for 5 years.
Okay, so they've been married so they got married after whatever.
After they graduated.
Maybe she went
right after they graduated.
Well,
so she probably went. Well, you graduated 22, and then you go back, you get a master's, you do another 2. That's 20. That's 24, 25, depending if you go right back. So 5 years, 10 years, whatever. The point is, she's been married for a while now, and if you think that the same person that you married today is going to be that person in 5 or 10 years, you are not living in reality.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody changes. Everybody changes and grows.
Yeah. And we've changed over here. Y'all have heard my story.
So why does he have to get shot on? Because he's growing. Nothing. Crickets over there. Just crickets.
Crickets.
Well, Nita, this one is for you.
He's growing, but which way?
This one is for you, Nita. So now we have birthday girl. She's turning 32. And they're gonna have a karaoke shindig for her, and she's on the phone with her girl right here. When her girl reveals to us that she is after the bag, you can call it what you want. I don't want to sugarcoat it no more. You can call it what it is.
Please don't.
But she's also trying to aspire for something higher in her career. But what I'm trying to figure out is, what was the issue with them mad that the photographer was trying to keep this girl upbeat? Is that bitter women syndrome, Nita? Because that's what it sounds like to me between these two, but I'll give you the floor.
No, I don't think it was bitter women syndrome. I really honestly think, hold on. Do I hear something? Is that
you got a little bit of echo, just a little
bit of an echo. I'm sorry. So I think what it is that they were just trying to make it in reality. Who the hell is eating yogurt, jumping in the air, smiling like they crazy and going Not so like that. I just thought they were just trying to keep it real. Like, are we gonna keep it real or we not gonna keep it real? Like, are we just gonna be like, nobody eat yogurt like that. Come on. You can smile, but I mean, all of that. I mean, she was doing a whole lot.
Nita, wait a minute, Nita. Now you know how advertisement goes. Do you really think that all these women that put that snatch band on think that that's going to make their stomach magically turn into a 6-pack? But they be smiling like Eddie Murphy.
I mean, smiling is one thing, but she was doing a whole lot. Like, I mean, we got aerial shots of her jumping in the air. Like, no, we're not doing that.
Okay. Well, guess what? We have a professional photographer who filmed for a black magazine who gets to go next. Larry, what the hell was going on with this scene? Am I wrong to say that these women sound like they was bitter?
They're haters. That's what that is. They are bitter and they're haters.
Here we go.
You know what it is? Is that you have these two women that are both getting older, and they're looking at themselves and they're thinking to themselves, crap, I need to start figuring out what I'm going to do because I'm heading on the other side of attractive. Like they're still pretty now, but they're about at the precipice where they're going to start heading downhill soon. And they're looking at this young woman who's beautiful and young and bubbly, and she's presenting everything that people want to think of when they go to pick up that yogurt. But they're also looking at her and hating on her because she is everything that they hate because they're not. They hate her because they ain't her. Okay. Like this woman's up there talking about something about after her third divorce or something. So we don't know how many divorces she's been through. We know she's just been through more than 3.
Wait a minute. Well, let me ask, Larry, let me ask you this, because you're a photographer. You're a photographer. When you are filming something that is supposed to subdue people to buy your product, should they have a stank face eating yogurt? Because clearly you want them to think that the yogurt tastes good, right? You clearly want them to think the yogurt tastes good like ice cream, or it tastes good like something that you just can't live without. How should this girl have been eating the damn yogurt? Because we see
her job. Exactly.
We have seen Cam Newton. We have seen Cam Newton doing yogurt commercials, and his ass was smiling so big, get your ears wet too. So I'm just trying to figure out.
I said smile. I didn't say smile. I said jumping up in the air like you on a damn trampoline, bitch. Like who the hell does that? Like no, that's not what we're doing.
Exactly. See, that's the thing.
Your arms got to be tied. Your arms got to be tied from that reaching you doing.
Wait, she jumping in the air though. It's not like you're gonna see her flying through the air. He's trying to get a still.
If they pick that picture.
Well, they ain't gonna pick that.
Here's the thing though. They could pick that picture, and it could be that she's jumping in the air, and they show her like with clouds around her, and they could say something like such and such yogurt makes you feel lighter than air, or such and such yogurt is, fills you up without weighing you down. All kinds of ads, all kinds of campaigns could be built around a photo like that.
Okay. All right, I got you, brother Larry. Moochie Channel, you get to finish this one off, and I know this is going to be a point for the women on this one.
I feel like she was being extra with the jumping up and down until he was like, "Okay, look dead." When the photographer was like, "Okay, look dead. Give me a dead face. Give me a dead face."
Yeah, but did you hear what else he said? He told the white ladies like, "Look, it's your campaign."
Mm-hmm.
Right. He did to do a job.
Look at that white lady's face. Does that look like the face of someone who's happy?
Nope.
And that's where Renee's headed. That's where she's headed. She's headed right there.
and you know what, Larry? Renee looking like the black Cruella sitting right next to her, just right there. Yeah, I said it. That's what she looking like.
See, that's the thing. You can keep going after the bag. You can keep doing all this stuff. You can keep putting people out, getting multiple divorces. You keep going after the bag, and you might even secure it. You might be wealthy, have fancy houses and fancy cars, and you guys live your life looking like that white lady. Sourpuss face, angry, on her 3rd, 4th marriage, and probably heading towards her 5th. Just a general unpleasant disposition.
She feels
And that's on her.
unloved.
That's on her. If you don't know how to make yourself happy, baby, that is nobody else's
Yeah, that's where it starts.
other than you.
And that's
You know,
where I feel
girl.
like you wrong, because she still has her little happy moments, Renee.
Right now,
And she-
right now. That's why I said she's heading there. I didn't say she is there.
No,
I said she's heading
from
there.
that picture that Lamont caught, she looked like she's there. Like, I don't know
Yeah, like
what
that.
the hell is going on with her and her life, but that's something that's going on with her, not the collector.
We've seen her there. We've seen her full on fall out like she's having a white girl tantrum in the middle of that bar. We've seen her
Well,
just.
she just found out like her marriage is over. She didn't want that. That's not what
Her
she
marriage
wanted.
doesn't need to be over. All she needs, you should not ever have your marriage break up over something as replaceable as money. Money is replaceable. There's things that you can't take back. Like you can, someone breaks their trust in a relationship because they cheat. Maybe someone puts hands on you and you beat them. Maybe someone kills your kid. There are some things that you can't take back. Money, you can earn more money. You can make a horrible financial decision and fix that shit. That is not a reason for a divorce. It's a reason to get mad, but it's not a reason to get a divorce.
Yeah, but he didn't even tell her that he was taking that money.
I hate to say this, but I'm looking at stats.com. The 2 top reasons for divorce, and one of them is money.
Oh, and I know it is money and infidelity.
It might be the number 1 or the number 2.
I'm gonna take it old school with y'all. No romance without finance.
So basically,
now you're buying into a whore. Now you're buying into Now you're buying into
that is the Karen.
Now you're buying into what I said earlier.
No.
The man is trying to secure a woman who looks like she can bear him a child, meaning that she's small in the waist, big in the butt, and a woman is trying to get with a man that looks like he can take care of the child. That's basically what you just said, Mooch.
Right.
And here's the thing. Figure that out, right? You at least got to figure that out. We ain't got no private parts to look at a man that determine nothing about a man, right?
Yeah.
You got to figure it out. You got to, and then when you're figuring out, you get to see his character. You get to see his talking points. You'll get to see what he's made of. If he's a good person, because high value is not high. High value is not high earning. So you have to gauge it. So like I said, that what's her name? The girl,
Renee.
Right. She made a decision based on who she thought she knew and who she thought he was and his portfolio. And that is the decision that I made going into this. Because I'm not going to marry a bum off the street. I'm not doing that. Like what? Why do y'all want women's standards to
Wait
be
a minute. So this
brother's
brother's up there. This brother's working. He hasn't given up. He hasn't turned his degrees back into the university.
He's not working
anymore.
He's not earning no money.
The dude is a straight hustling ass brother. He's working.
Not earning no money, Larry.
Not right now.
He is eliminating their nest egg. He is investing in something that is not a guaranteed return on investment.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem with a lot of.
There's never a guarantee on any.
Hold on. This is the problem with a lot of women. I'm going to say it too, especially black women. This is a lot of problem with black women. They don't get with a brother.
White women think like that
hold on. They don't get with a brother at the point of it, at that investment point. They don't get in.
That's not true. That's not true.
I got a couple people that can point out to you.
That's not true.
I got a couple people.
Hold on. They don't get in on the IPO. They get in. They get in later. They want to come in after they say, "Oh, he's already made it. He's this. He's that." But when the brother's trying, like if
not necessarily true.
Black, if Bill Gates was black, he would have been
That's
single.
not true. I disagree with you, Larry.
Yeah, but I mean, we disagree with what she's saying. We trying to say that this brother, he might not be making no money right now, sure. But when you got married, you had these visions of grandeur. You had a lifestyle you want to achieve. And that's what he's trying to do. And it's time for her to step up to the plate and hold the relationship down while he's trying to put them in a better place. I've been there in my marriage.
And so what? When he makes a ton of money, when all of a sudden when the band kicks off and they have a #1 hit and they're making tons of money, what is she just gonna? You think all that nastiness that she put out there in their marriage, all that shit's just gonna be forgotten? No, you put that bad energy in your marriage because you were fucking selfish, and now you have to live with that in your marriage forever.
He was selfish when he did what he did with the money, though.
We said he was wrong about that. He was
did.
dead. He was dead wrong about
But
that.
she's taking it to a whole nother level. This is the craziness that gets me. He made a mistake financially, and instead, what is she doing? She's saying, I want a divorce. She's calling the community peen to come out so she can get some dick. He's trying to build a better life for them, and in return for maybe making a mistake during that process, she's calling for a divorce and fucking random niggas, and you guys think that's okay.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that was all right.
You guys are arguing on her behalf.
We didn't even get there. We didn't even get there. Nobody say that, Larry. Nobody said that.
Well,
you guys are still arguing on her behalf like
that. That's
we'll
what
get there.
We did not sign up for that. A good example of somebody being
Nita, when you say you didn't sign up for that, so if let's just say that health fell bad on him and he couldn't make his money doing his main job. How is that different?
That's different that's different because he's taken ill, and that's part of your vows. I would never leave nobody like that.
The vows say richer or poorer, and sickness and
health,
and richer or poorer. That's what the vows say. The vows say that.
So what? So what if he has a heart attack or a stroke and he's in a hospital or he needs care because he's in a wheelchair or something? What is gonna be cool for her to say, nah, nigga, you had a heart attack. You could have been out there running and jogging. You could have been in the gym, but now you were eating cupcakes and pork rinds and shit. Now you caused that heart attack. So I'm not down with that. You made bad decisions until I'm out.
Or better yet, he is with her, and all of a sudden, that penis stopped working.
But you can get help for that.
Let's be clear. You can get help for that. It's not just for women.
But I guess in her situation, because she married him for the bag, it wouldn't matter.
Exactly.
Okay. So
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. So with that argument, with that frame of mind, you cannot complain when men decide, you know what? My wife got fat. She got old. Fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go find me a 28-year-old who's thin and pretty and young. And then you can say, well, look, you were pretty and young when I married you, and you changed up on me. You went and got fat. You went and got old. Every day. And that's not what I married. I shouldn't have to deal with that. You're not keeping your end of the bargain.
I'm gonna give you an example of a woman, a starter-up woman, Tori Hart.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
Kevin Hart's ex-wife.
Oh, okay.
That bore his children, helped him with his stand-up. When he first started, every motherfucking joke that he said was about her and her children and what their dynamics of the relationship. He took off. What did he do? Trade her in for a white, bright.
He didn't marry a white chick.
West too, though.
He didn't marry a white
chick. Light bright. Correction, because she's ambiguous. So I don't know if she's black or white. Light
just
bright.
Because she's light doesn't make her ambiguous. She's
what
black.
I'm saying to you is that men do that. So you're not gonna sit up here and tell me that they don't. They do it.
The good ones don't, because let me tell y'all a story. Let me tell y'all a story. Let me tell y'all a story.
We don't know what happened inside the relationship to make him want to step out and leave.
I met a woman.
Well, he stepped out on his light bright too. So it's just in his character. Can we just say he got low character?
He just can't keep it in his pants.
He got low character. No. I'll give him that. But I'll tell you about a man who married a woman. He had 6 figures, fell flat on his face. That woman reared him, raised him, greased him, and got him back to the point where he's at 7 figures. And guess what? They've been married for 10 years as of this coming 21st of June. And I'm talking about me. And I ain't left her yet. And it ain't no plans to leave her.
We applaud you.
Okay, right. Don't get me wrong, y'all. When I talk about men, it's a men in general. If you don't apply,
let it fly.
Right. If you don't fit the mold, then it's not about you, but you cannot sit up here and try to deny that this does not happen.
Well,
I'm not saying that no one
saying
happened. No
we're
one's
not
talking
arguing.
about it. No one is talking
I love
about in
it.
all
I
cases
love
here.
to
We're
see
not
it.
Right.
we're not talking
Right.
in absolutes, but we are talking about in the sense of the majority of how things happen. Oftentimes what happens is that women will have a really bad experience, sometimes of none of their making, sometimes partially of their making, sometimes it's all of their making. But what happens is they have a bad experience and then they put that energy out there as if it is all men or the majority of men are effed up, and then that sort of just permeates the attitude amongst men, towards women about men, and then it just spoils everything for everyone, because then women are running around looking like, oh, niggas ain't shit, I'm gonna go find me a white boy, yada yada yada, and all that dumb stuff you start hearing.
No, that's men across the board, because you guys, we live in a society of patriarchy. So all of that stuff, we're not just talking about black men. We talking about men across the board. Like when we talk about men on this channel with this particular review, I noticed that you do have like intersectionality, and you talk about Asian men and a white bartender and all of that stuff. But I talk about men as a collective, because really you guys are socialized to be, unless you take the initiative, unless you have some morals and values about you, to not be the person that society breeds you to be. And so those are the exceptions that I'm talking about. But other than that, yeah, you can kind of chuck the deuces up, because like I said, it's more people like Reggie from the Shy, and there's more, this is more them people than the other people. Y'all are the exception. Y'all are not the standard. Like,
No,
good guys are not the
I
standard.
disagree with that. I think Reggie and them are the exception. Reggie, NBA actors, entertainers. The majority of the finances in America is an average of $50,000 to $80,000 in salary. That's the majority of America. Everybody else is in a higher bracket. And the ones who tend to create the most issues are those ones who can afford to get divorced 1,100 times. And
right.
You're talking about the Reggies. You're talking about the Kevin Harts. You're talking about the Kanye Wests and those people of that ilk.
And part of that too
they
is
feel like they a dime a
it,
dozen to me. I don't know.
No,
part of that too is that when you have that much money and that much fame too, in some sense, but when you have that much money, you have so many options. There's so many women, or in some cases men, that are coming after you, that are presenting themselves to you as an option. And at sometimes people catch themselves in a moment of weakness. It could be that you're Kevin Hart and you've been on the road for 8 weeks and you're lonely and you're tired and your wife is not answering the phone or something, and you get caught in a moment of weakness with somebody who looks like they were sent down from heaven because they're so beautiful. And those are options that rich men have. Average dudes don't get those options. Average dudes have to work to get the girl that they want.
But can we say that with the power and the influence that the exceptions that you say, do they not influence the collective? Do they not influence the music that they put out, the stuff that they portray, the stuff that's in the media, all the bad behaviors and all of that does not permeate into people in the influence department and having them thinking that they on that level, but they really not?
It's a two-way street.
No,
it's a two-way street. And if you're going to say it permeates with men, then it definitely permeates with women.
It
you're
does.
You're going to
It permeates with both.
Yeah. So
look at all these girls that's getting these operations.
Oh, just look at IG.
That was my next models. The whole thing with the city girls and Cardi B and all the twerking and shit. Like, I didn't delete people. I don't unfriend people, but I will unfollow them or mute them so that I don't see their content, because they will be sitting up there like all this twerking and all this stuff. Like, it's okay every now and again. I will take it from certain people, but if that's all your life is about, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not.
What do you have against sex positive women?
And that's just what it is.
I said, what do you have against sex positive women?
I don't have anything about it, because like I said,
I'm just messing with you, nigga. I'm
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I don't have no judgments on none of that. Everybody has their place in the world, right?
Take that serious. I was just starting some shit. That was all.
Everybody have their place in the world, right?
Okay, man. Look, we're gonna try to finish this review. Larry, this one's for you, man.
I'm here
Lord
for
have
it.
mercy, boy, y'all. So, what is this? Whitney is talking to her at her Nigerian prince, and he's getting ready for the party. And he highlights in this clip, Larry, that he wants a bunch of kids. Now, I don't know if y'all caught this, but I did. Did y'all notice the way he got down and snuggled on her stomach and started talking about the kids? That got me to thinking, could she already be pregnant with community peen, and there's going to be a situation where he thinks it's his kid, then it might not be his kid? Larry, drop us the dime on this scene.
Yeah, that's I see something like that happening. I definitely do. And I'll tell you, when that does happen, when I first saw that she slept with that dude, I was like, she's gonna get knocked up by him and mess this up. And I was really thinking, I was like, you know what? I hope he fucks one of her girlfriends. But then I saw that he was cool with all their men, and I was like, no, I hope he doesn't do that because I don't want him messing up those friendships. But I was pissed. I was like, I hope he breaks her heart and fucks with her head.
You talking about community peen?
Another thing to get knocked up.
You talking about
He's talking about
the
Beyonce.
Oh,
yeah. And the reason why I say that would be fucked up is on a whole other level is because not only did she go cheat with this dude, but she put his life at risk by not using protection. Like if you're gonna go out there and fuck around, wear a condom.
She did use protection.
We don't know that.
After he did it, she got up and walked to the bathroom and you don't know that she didn't, Larry.
Why you always assume the word?
We don't know. I'm acknowledging we don't know, but we were speculating. Lamar was speculating.
She couldn't have been that stupid.
Lamar was speculating if she was going to get pregnant, and I was responding to the speculation. That's all. I'm not saying.
Okay. I thought you. Look, she couldn't have been that stupid.
So Nita, Moochie, I'm gonna come to you now.
What do you mean she couldn't have been that stupid? Her dude is a doctor. That's
they already told her he was community peen.
You say she can't be that stupid. She's already proved she's that stupid.
And here's something else. Y'all can't deny that we don't say this. Y'all can't deny it. Y'all have at least heard this one time in y'all's history of being women. Girl, I can't feel nothing. I give it to you, Moochie.
No glove, no love. That's my next response.
I ain't never said that.
You ain't never heard nobody say that?
Love.
No, I've heard men say that.
I heard men say that, and that's no glove, no love. That's what I'm saying.
I haven't heard women say that.
No, I'm not saying the woman say. I'm saying men. And most of the time, y'all women don't stop us. So
it's a travesty. I don't know. I don't subscribe to it. I don't know. I can't speak to it. It's a lot of single mothers out here, and it's a lot of fatherless babies. So I'm assuming that maybe it fly like that.
It do.
Yeah, or the other one. Let me just put the tip in.
Oh my Lord, have mercy! Moving right along, man. Y'all is nuts. Moochie, stop stealing my jokes.
Goodness gracious.
Stop stealing my jokes, Moochie. I said that last week, but you know it's the truth. You know how many children been created off girl. Let me put a tip in. And that tip slip. That's all I can say. That tip slip. That's what it is. The tip slip.
Leaving single mothers out here everywhere.
Yeah, man. All right, Moochie, this one starts out with you. So we got our girl Ella going to review and do a little interview with some of the stars of a movie that came out. And she sees her boy, I forgot his name, he's there. And they treating her dirt because she's an online company and he's with some big brand TV show, right?
Right.
And when we get in here, look who we have. A real woman showed up.
Oh, I knew you was. I knew you. I was like, I bet you start clapping when you y'all girl.
You know I was gonna get this one, but you know the conversation she dropped knowledge on this young woman because at first she wanted to know like, okay, why is women freezing eggs, blah blah blah, and the type of thing that she said to her made her think, and she had to rethink her own thought process after this grown woman dropped that knowledge on her. So Moochie, break down this scene for us.
I love the way she talks.
Oh yeah. All
right, we all love how she articulates herself.
Oh yeah. Me and Larry really
she
love
had Ella kind of like backpedaling after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this scene because she schooled her. She was like, "I'm sorry, how old are you?"
Right. I was like,
and once she went to there, let me school you, young pup.
Yep.
And took it there.
Like that. Nita, it's on you, my sister. But first, let me shout out Buzz and William coming through with the super chats, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't got to hold back on the super chats. Buzz, I appreciate you. Big Will Lawrence, I appreciate you. They super chat every night. We're very grateful.
703.
Yes.
Nita, it's on you.
Yeah, I did like that. Because a lot of times when, and I think Ella, she's very educated, and I think she knows what she knows, but at the same time, there are different perspectives that she doesn't know. And so I like that she was able to school her on that whole process of, like, it was cool though. I liked it. It was a nice back and forth. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
And look at the name of the movie, The Big Freeze. All right, Larry, round this one on out, my brother.
Yeah, she checked the crap out of Ella, And it was, she asked her, how old are you? And she said 32. She almost sort of choked on herself like, 32 and you're still acting like this? It was almost like she was telling her, you have the mindset of a 20-year-old girl. You need to grow up. And she did. She spit knowledge at her. But you know what? This is a consequence, I think, of women spending too much time sometimes around their peers and not spending enough time with their elders, because you end up with a whole bunch of groupthink that's just wrong instead of spending time with people that could actually guide you properly.
Okay. I can see that.
Well, elders, y'all was in a different, they were in a different era. Like, they have wisdom, and I believe all of that. I'm not saying anything about that, but we're not at the mercy of the man anymore. The man's not the only person that can go out and bring home the bacon. So we don't have to subscribe to those types of beliefs. Stay there while he got a family on the other side of town. We don't gotta do that shit no more. So yeah, no, I mean, like I said, the wise have their wisdom, but at the same time, we have our experiences too, and you cannot dismiss them.
Here's the thing with that is that women often say they want to do this and that, they want their career, they want all that, but when it comes down to it, they generally find themselves not happy when they have all that. They still want to do what genetics want you to do. They want to be mothers. They want to keep a home, and that's what they want to do. And when they're not, there are women out there that love their careers and they love doing stuff. I'm not talking in absolutes. I'm talking in generalities. There are women out there that love to do certain things, but when it comes down to it, when they get the opportunity to be at home or be with their kids or make a family, that's what's making them happy. That's why when the dude was talking to Whitney early on and said, "Oh, you're going to end up leaving and not coming back to work," because that has been shown out time and time again that women go, they get pregnant, they have kids, and then they go out thinking with full intentions, "I'm coming back to work. There's no way I'm staying home." And then it gets ready time to go back to work, and they're like, if they don't have to, they're going to marry a doctor, for instance, in her case, if she does, and they don't have to go back to work, they don't want to.
I would like that.
And so this idea that, and oftentimes women are not happy when they go back to work and they have kids. All they do is complain. "Oh, I have to do everything. I'm supposed to be Wonder Woman. I have to do this. I have to do that." They're not happy.
Because people like Nick Cannon want to keep on spreading his little fertilizer.
Nick Cannon had nothing to do with this. Don't try and deflect. Don't try to make a baby.
If I had a husband to take care of me, then yes, that's what I want to do. But most of the times, we are single mothers out here, and we got to get it out the mud.
Yeah,
And that's
and
just
with
what
the,
it is.
But everybody
with
has
Nick
the
Cannon-
option of becoming
I
a single
want to live
mother
like
or
a
not.
rich white woman. I do, and actually, I do. I make enough money. I have house cleaners. I don't do that stuff. Like I just don't. Like I mean,
And by the
I
way,
make it
by
happen for
the way,
myself.
Nita, Nick Cannon, there's someone opening their legs. It's a two-way street. Somebody got to say, close them.
Yeah,
this
but
whole
I
thing,
mean, if I want to
Here
have
you
sex, but
go.
he can put on a condom, right? Can he
Yeah,
put on a
No,
condom?
I'm telling-
Or he
Nick-
just gonna be out, or he just gonna be out here just
raw
impregnating
dogging it with
that
everybody.
he wants to, and,
But
and
didn't
leaving
you-
away all these
didn't you-
children.
Didn't
Larry
you and
saying that
didn't
he
you
needs
and
guidance
Moochie,
from-
you and Moochie both just told me y'all ain't letting nobody get in there and tell y'all, girl, I can't feel nothing. You said both of y'all
Look, but
said.
he got the money where he's running up in everything and busting off.
See, that's
feel
the
it.
problem. That's the problem. That's exactly what me and Larry talking about.
Nah,
But here's the thing. I don't have all that sympathy for single moms because it is up to them. It is their bodies. It is up to them to decide what they are going to do with it. You can't sit up there and say, well, he got me pregnant. You allowed yourself to get pregnant. That's what happened. Either you allowed him to not have to have sex with you without a condom and you not with birth control or something. You allowed that to happen. Now, this is different. If you go out there and you're married, you have kids together, and then you get divorced or someone dies and you find yourself as a single parent, that's an entirely different situation. But if you have a boyfriend and you get pregnant and you allow yourself to get pregnant and have that child, I'm not feeling bad for you because that's a decision that you made, and you know that it's going to be
But
harder to live your life as a
at
single
the
parent
end
than as
of the
one
day-
with a two-parent household.
whose job is to take care of the child that was created?
Both parents.
Whose job of it is
Why, at the end of the day, the man has a choice to walk away and not do nothing.
Yup,
No,
mother's baby, daddy's baby.
He at the very least is going to have to pay child support if he's a dirtbag, and if he's a good man, he's going to be involved in child's
But see,
life and take care of the
Here's
baby.
the thing. Here's the thing. Both the male and the female have the option to walk away. It's just most of the time when someone does walk away, it's not the woman. It's usually the man. But they both have the option, and both genders have opted for that option. Have exercised that option and have walked away. I know there's people out there whose mothers have left them and they were raised by their dads. I know people who have experienced
people like
other
that
thing
too.
as well. So both of them have had that. You can look at stuff.
I mean, we can point to everything under the sun. Okay.
But I agree, and that's my point. That's part of the point where you say we can't just blame one gender. We can't just blame it. We can't just say, oh, niggas ain't shit. Oh, bitches ain't shit.
We can't
say
get
all
ourselves
that
pregnant.
because
We can't
because
get
it's not
ourselves
true.
pregnant. So we can't have fun too.
We
We
can.
can't get ourselves pregnant. Y'all are actually fertilizing. All we do is have the seed. We are equally yoked, but that's never usually what actually happens.
See, this is the thing. And maybe if I don't have any kids, but if I had a daughter, and
How would you advise her?
And I will tell I've told my nieces this, and I will tell all of my nieces as they get older, and I will tell them, it is your responsibility to make sure you don't get pregnant. You should share that responsibility, but ultimately it falls on you, because if you get pregnant, guess what? It's not him carrying the damn child, it's you. He can walk away, he can leave. He can go leave and start a whole life somewhere. That baby is inside of you. So ultimately it is your responsibility to take care of yourself. And if you don't,
I agree with what Monique is saying.
Go ahead and see what happens when you don't listen.
Yeah, that sounds like T.I., the way he tried to do Deja. But at the end of the day, if you raise sons that don't be fruitful and multiply, as you said with Nick or whatever, we wouldn't have this problem where both parties aren't taking responsibilities for themselves. You have to take accountability for yourself. So
let me ask you a question, Nita.
At the same time, we both are still on the
Nita,
same
let me ask you a
spectrum.
question. Let me ask you a question. A woman gets pregnant. A girl gets pregnant. She's 18, 19. She gets pregnant. She's not married, or she is. Doesn't matter. Let's say she gets pregnant, and the father of the child dies. He gets into a car accident, or maybe he's in the military. He gets shot. He's dead. Who's responsible for that baby?
Oh, she's getting something from the what you call it anyway.
From what? So forget the military.
Not
Let's just say
normally,
she's
'cause
pregnant
they
and he
don't
gets
set
hit
it
by a
up like
car. Maybe he gets hit by a car and he's
I
dead.
don't know who you know.
Maybe he's
Anyway.
drunk and he falls off the street and he hits his head on the curb and he's dead. Who's responsible for that child? She is. Why? Because
Whoever
she chose
owns
to have a
the
child.
whoever is the parent of the child.
She chose to have it. Men don't get to make the decision whether or not to have a child. When a woman gets pregnant, a man can't say get an abortion, and the woman says, "Okay, I guess I have to get an abortion because he wants it." No, he doesn't have that choice. His choice is only support the child because that's what he's going to have to do. He doesn't have any other options. So it is fully the woman's choice and her decision, and she needs to own that choice in that decision and take responsibility for it. So and I'm not saying that men shouldn't take responsibility for their kids, but I'm saying you can't get up there and say, "Oh, well, you got me pregnant." Yeah, I may have got you pregnant, but it's your decision on whether or not to carry it to term. And I can't make you carry it to term or not carry it to term.
Okay.
Okay, next.
Well, here we go. Now this
women don't like hearing the truth. That's what it is. They don't like hearing the truth.
Well, here's some truth that he tried to spit on this woman. He don't want to go with their relationship. However, she wants him to show up at the party. Now, what I liked about this scene, and this one is for you, Nita. They both broke down why they want to keep their relationships a secret in essence. He's worried about his tenure as a professor. She's worried about them looking at her as if he helped her get where she's at when he just sat there and told you where she got to in her academic career up to him. So Nita, talk to me about this scene and what you think.
Yeah, that just speaks to the society of patriarchy and how this system is ran. Like I said, I don't make the rules, I just play the game. And so basically she was just saying it's going to look away. Now she is very, very smart and intelligent. It was proven since episode 1. I am not making up no assumptions or no pretend stories on her intelligence. However, what he is saying to her is just like one of those type things. Like, I don't know. I just feel like he was kind of trying to pull back, and I'm trying to figure out why. I feel like there's something behind that pullback that he's pulling back from her. And it's not revealed, and I'm not one to make assumptions. I'll leave that to Larry. I'm trying to figure out why. I'll leave
Nita's
the
been coming for me. Where's my Womack? Where's she at? I need someone to have my back.
Well, Nita, what do you think he's? I mean, when you say pull back, what do you mean? Like, you think he wants to keep their relationship a secret?
Yeah, like I don't know.
But
no, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that.
No, he
didn't say that. He said he was willing to
acknowledge her. What do you mean? He didn't
wait a minute, because that's what she wanted.
That's what she wanted. That's what
when
she wanted.
He walked past her and she said, "Hey, you didn't say nothing." He said, "This is what you wanted."
Right.
He said, he told her he was willing to risk.
That's what. Yeah, that's what
he told her
wanted.
he was willing to risk his
tenure to make their relationship public.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, he did say that, but his actions don't prove that. Now, what she did when she went up to that school,
how his actions don't prove that?
She went to that school and she told them all about her business. Told her, I mean, she laid it all out on the lines. I didn't hear her saying that she didn't. She said it in this particular thing. But you speak to anybody on the street, right? She could have just been anybody. How you just walk past somebody
she also said that too. She also said what you just said.
That's what I'm saying.
She said in the same sentence, I don't want you to be acknowledging me in public, but then she's going to in turn say, you could at least just acknowledge me. No one is going to think anything if we speak to each other, but in your patriarchal society, I'm assuming if a man speak to a woman and she got a nice body, she look good, he probably got something going on that he want to get with her. Right?
No, we just say hello in passing.
Okay.
We're on a campus. You can say hello to somebody. without it being no.
You know she.
What
You know
you
she's
can't
got.
do is be like, damn, looking at a girl butt, and then you try to say that's what that says. A hello does not say that.
There are
Cut it out,
women
y'all.
who, if you
Cut it
just
out. I
speak
ain't
to
got
the
time for
woman, if you just speak to the woman going into the damn gym, they'll swear you trying to holler.
No.
And people looking at you, I swear you're trying to holler.
No.
Larry, what did you interpret from this conversation?
I can tell you right now, there's so many times that I've just been polite, and this is generally happening with black women, because I don't think that maybe women that are white or Asian, or maybe they don't think that I'm trying to holler at them. But black women, there have been so many times where I've seen them and I've just said hello, or I've spoken, and they get all stank-faced and they think, oh, I thought you were trying to holler at me. Why? Because we're the only two black people in this space and I decided to say hello to you? I mean, sometimes black women, when it comes to black men, are on some bullshit. But in this particular situation, to me, and my wife and I had a discussion about this. We have differing opinions, but he was saying in here, I think we should disclose our relationship so that we don't have to do all this sneaking around. I think we should disclose our relationship so that there is no risk for you or for me, you know? And she was saying, I don't want to do that because it would potentially damage my reputation. And to be honest with you, he's the one putting far more at risk than she is. She has her reputation at risk. He has his actual livelihood at risk.
I actually agree with you, Larry.
If that comes out, if their relationship comes out, people will say, "Oh, maybe she slept her way into this position." But then, guess what? She still has that position that they think she slept her way into, and she still gets to graduate and get her PhD when she's done. Him, he's fired. He's lost tenure, and he's done. And
might not be able to get a job anywhere else.
And may not be able to get a job anywhere else. And so he's putting far more risk than she is. And so when he says we should disclose this relationship, he's not trying to tell her, I want to hide you away, or I'm ashamed of you, or anything else. He's trying to say, I'm proud of you. I want to be with you, and I want to validate this publicly.
Now,
that's cool. That's cool, because some HR places have a clause where you can come forward
and you got to sign it.
You can come forward and sign and say,
and that's what he said.
And that's what he's saying.
That's what he said. That's what he said in this too. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, I get that.
And then you do have some places where it's strictly no fraternization, like none, like at all. They don't want to hear it. You might have to go to another school or something. And I was waiting for him to say that, but Moochie, I'm gonna give it to you. We'll finish with this one. I thought that everything went right in this. It seems like I thought evenly.
So too, because he actually said that he loved her.
Yeah, and she said she loved him, and then you got the back and forth.
I think they're gonna come to a point where they agree to. I think they're gonna come out with their relationship.
Right, I do too.
I think so. Put it by the end of the season for her, and she seems to just be worried about her reputation.
No, I think
she's worried about her saying, "Oh, you only got this because you messing with him."
Exactly, her reputation. But he's putting a whole lot in the line. She should at the very least say, "Okay, you know what? You're risking your livelihood and your tenure. We at the very least, what I could do is risk my reputation and the few people out there they're going to say and believe what they want to believe, because like he said, you were a Fulbright scholar before you even met me." You know, so it doesn't matter. People can try and say you got to where you got, and she can say I was a Fulbright before I even got here. How did he help me get here?
Right.
And
she's smart.
He has a contract with the college, so he knows the ins and outs of what they should do with their relationship if there is some kind of fraternization between them. And she just has to be in a point where she wants to hear him, understand that the decision to disclose is for the better, and just go with it for that, and not worry about people thinking you're sleeping with each other, because I mean at the end of the day it happens. So like I said, I do agree with you, Larry, about that. He did say disclose it. I'm going with what is said on the show, so I'm going to agree with that as well. And so I just think that she just didn't hear it. She didn't interpret what he was saying in that manner.
See how easy that was to agree with me. Now we just have to get you on board with the rest of it.
Oh Lord.
You gotta learn to say some and not all.
Let's just start at one spot. Okay, now we're back to the mooch. Now we're getting to the meat and taters of this thing because y'all know I'm controlled by someone who's under 2 foot tall.
Walking in there.
She will. If she come in here, I'm gonna pick her,
cracking that whip.
if she come in here, I'm gonna pick her up and put her in front of the lights, and I bet her butt will get away then. So now we are actually in the karaoke party for Ella, and they show another lady that I really got fond affection for, Erica Alexander. This is my girl from Living Single.
Her name is Barb in this. I love her.
Barb. And I, like I said, you know, I goes way back with Living Single days. So, and I like her and some other things she's done too. She's a producer. She does poetry. I'm a fan of hers. You know, this is like my number 2 Lauryn Hill right here. And in this scene, her ass cannot sing a lick. Let me tell y'all something. She could not hold a handle if you drilled it on her ass. She cannot hold a note. I mean, and then I was also picking on Whitney's boyfriend that walked in the party looking like Allen Iverson. I'm like, why the hell are you showing up?
No, that's Nelly.
I didn't know that in the beginning. Yeah. In the beginning, I didn't know that until we get to this scene. Right. Then we get here and it's Nelly. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the main thing, Moochie, and I'm gonna give it to you. The main attraction of this thing was Community Peen pops up. We learned that he don't nobody know him, or the homeboys that know each other, they don't know him. And look who invited him. She invited him and is trying to say that because she already done slept with Community Peen, it means nothing for him to show up. Now, this is when I have to question her friendship. You know that old boy is gonna show up, and you know that this girl done slept with her.
I don't think she knew.
She didn't tell him that.
She didn't tell her.
Ella,
She just told Ella.
Ella didn't know. Ella didn't know at all. She pulled Ella outside when they had this little discussion right here because Ella didn't know at all. Ella didn't know. But this one right here, I think she knew.
Nah, she didn't know. She was downstairs on the dance floor when she seen her.
Assumptions.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna assume that.
But let me assume that she didn't know, and she shows up. She could at least usher his ass right on back out of there and say, "You know what? For you, girl, I'm gonna get him out of here, and I'm gonna go screw him because that's what I really wanted to do with him." So, Moochie, here you go. Take the scene away, Moochie.
Look, Community Peen Chris thought he was gonna get some of Whitney that night.
Now, Mooch, I got to make a point real quick. I got to make a point. He was invited by Renee. Renee's the one that want to get with him. But when he get there, the only one he's looking at is Whitney.
Yeah,
exactly.
I noticed that.
He could not take his eyes off. And when Whitney, fiance, starts singing, and his ass couldn't sing either, got on his knees singing, he left. Community Peen left after they dapped
remember that was after she said what happened with me and you never happened.
Yeah, she did say that.
She told him that.
She said that.
And then when he was on stage, it was when she went on stage and kissed her fiance in front of him. That's when dude left. And part of that is because she's gonna have problems with that dude because he's caught feelings.
Yeah,
he's like they're up there calling him Community Peen like he's just a piece of meat, but dude caught some feelings. And that's the other part that we didn't mention yet with the dirty ass this with Renee. Renee's still married and she's invited another dude up there trying to get some dick. She's still married.
Now, I want to pick on Nita again. I've been picking on Nita all night. Nita, I assumed when she slept with Community Peen that he was going to catch feelings. Was I wrong for assuming?
No, it's always the ones that you can't have that the Community Peen always want.
What? Oh, tell me more.
That's right.
Tell me more.
What you can't have, that's what you want. Normally,
no, that's right.
I'm telling you, it just is what it is. And I don't even think that he really realized that he wanted her until she was attached to somebody else.
Oh, okay.
No, he knew because the last episode he was texting her asking her, "You ghosting me?"
Yeah. And,
So
and
he
when,
knew.
and when you tend to go someone, that's when they be want you more, and that's where
But
that
he knew he
toxic
wanted her
shit.
then. He knew he
Then
wanted. That's why he was texting her.
Reg told that to what's his name, little boy Jake.
Jake,
He was like, "This man, don't be going after them girls when you don't care about them. You don't do nothing. That's when they want you." I mean, that's just like one of those things that's just like kind of a known fact, and that's why I said it.
it's happened. I will say that it's happened with a lot of females I dealt with when I treated them like dirt. When
They chase harder.
I would do stupid stuff to them. They open the legs wider. It'd be like, okay, I'm not going to, you tell me to text you tonight. I don't text you for 2 weeks. Then all of a sudden they get wider and wider and wider. And it's just like, what the hell? Y'all got Stockholm syndrome? Like, this is the problem in our dating community. You shouldn't settle for this bull job that I'm doing to you, but you did. So I digress. Larry, what do you got to say about this whole situation?
Well, I want to address Monique Johnson in the comments said, so they're getting divorced. Men do it all the time. First of all, let's just realize that men don't do it all the time. That's one of those statements you put out there to make it seem like all men do shit all the time. They don't. And that's a generalization that's dangerous, that will get your ass in trouble thinking, oh, I'm going to be like men do. How about this? Women are always talking about how they want things. Be better than men. If that's what you want, if you want us to be better yourself. But here's the other thing, is that if you get up there and say you're getting a divorce, we don't know if they're getting a divorce or not, because from every indication we've had in this show, they go through this all the time, where she gets mad at him, says they're getting a divorce, and then they end up back together. I mean, it happens so much apparently that when she told him this, they said, what did he do this time? Leave black socks on the floor? Because it happens so frequently. So it leads me to believe that she's basically just a hoe. And every time she gets mad at her husband who wants some dick, she just says, I'm getting a divorce. And then she runs out and calls community pain or somebody else.
I don't think
and then gets to use that excuse and say, well, we weren't together. We were getting divorced.
She didn't get none.
She didn't get none, and she didn't mess around before. She messed around with him years ago.
She called the dude to get some dick. Only reason why she didn't get any is because he was sprung on Whitney. But if that had not been the case, if this had been 2 weeks or 3 weeks earlier, and she called him, she would have been getting some dick from that dude. Which tells me that when the other times when she's got upset with her husband, they said they were getting divorced, she's probably done the same thing.
Okay.
Well.
I'm not making no assumptions. I ain't making no assumptions. You got there. I'm just
saying it's not even making an assumption. It's just following logic. This is what she did here. We see a pattern already about her talking about getting a divorce. And we see what she did. As soon as she started talking about getting a divorce, she's calling a dude in to get some dick. She's talking to somebody else about men, about somebody's old grandpa, whatever else. We see where her mind is at. And then she goes back with her husband. So what is she going to do? She cheats, she fucks around, then she goes back with her husband.
Now she's
got a couple bodies on her because she was sleeping around while she was talking about getting a divorce. And as far as we know, she's still living at home. We haven't seen either one of them talk about they moved out yet.
Oh my God! We got people in here.
We
got people in here saying that our conversation is better than the damn show.
Smash those thumbs up.
So smash those thumbs up, and I guarantee you, if you guys look
up and hit a share and please. I like the comments that's going on in here.
Yeah, there's only one person.
Wait, if you're getting divorced, just wait till you're divorced before you go out there and start tricking. If because you may get back with your spouse and the next day, and then you have bodies on you, and you have to explain that.
Possibly.
I agree with you.
Possibly, because I know a lot of women.
You gotta explain it why.
I know a lot of women.
You're gonna have a conscience like Emmett.
And you might.
Do you want to be with someone who doesn't have a conscience?
Yeah, you might get it.
Yeah.
Do you want to be with someone like that who doesn't have a conscience?
I'd rather be with
that can do
I'd rather be with the dude that's crying in the dark over me.
Exactly. Because that's what he was doing, boy.
Yeah, I'd rather be with the dude that's crying in the dark over me.
And he was making it rain.
There have been times in my life where I've turned my conscience off and I've been like, man, fuck them. Fuck that bitch. And been out there doing whatever I want and did not give a flying fuck. And I can tell you right now, I didn't even want to be with me. I didn't even like me at that time.
Oh,
so
well,
You know what happened, Larry? When you got home,
everybody.
you was crying in the dark.
I wasn't crying in the
Everybody
dark. I didn't care.
Don't nobody
It got
like
to a
me.
point where I realized I was like, I wouldn't even want to be with me if I was this person. So why do I want to act like that? But my point is that you don't want to be with someone without a conscience because they can do anything to you because they simply won't care.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
that'd be like dating Trump. Oh, oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. To the last scene, and Nita, you get to round off the last scene. So our girl who's celebrating her birthday, Ella, she see her man. I don't know his name, so I'm gonna call him Chris Williams. Comes into the party, and she starts singing real drunk. And you know what? He takes her on up out of there to go get some food. You know, because deep down, we know she still got feelings for him because he polarizes her. She still got feelings, and we learn he still has feelings for her too. And we learned the story of how they split. And this kind of sounds like this was a drop in the ball of communication across the board, in my opinion. But Nita, break it down as the show ends with her blowing out the candle, making a wish. And I can only wish that she wished for love to come back with her and Chris Williams.
Yeah, that scene was
I was thinking I'll be sure.
It was totally ripped from Sex in the City.
It was?
When Big left Carrie in season 3.
Oh.
Season 3, he went to Europe.
Yeah, he went to Paris, right?
And he ended up actually getting in another relationship, and he told her 7 days before he was about to leave. And Carrie, she flipped off. She was like, I wasn't even a factor in your decision. Like, you didn't even talk to me about it. You just told me you made a decision, and you left me. And so this is exactly what the situation is. But the good thing is about this one is that he actually came back, and he came back unattached. To try to make up for what he did. He went after the opportunity that presented itself, which I'm not mad at, because at the end of the day, men have to do it for themselves. Now, if you're not going to go over to Europe or wherever with me, then it ain't nothing I can say. You know, we not married. You know what I'm saying? So he made that decision for himself. And I don't have no qualms about it. 7 days, we got to reconcile it. He might have just got the offer 7 days. He probably told you exactly when he got the offer. Like, what do you want from him? Like, no, I'm not going to not take a job that's better for me, a better opportunity. I want it to go. I love you. And, you know, if I can come back, then I'll come back. If I miss my opportunity, I miss my opportunity. But no, we're not doing that no more. We're not sacrificing our lives for something, because at the end of the day, anybody can say fuck you at any time. Period. That's children, that's parents, that is whomever. It boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, co-worker, whatever. Anybody can be like, yeah, you're not my cup of tea no more. I'm rolling over here. Anybody can say that anytime, so you have to take care of yourself. And sorry, it was a hard decision, and sorry, you hate me for it, but he did what was best for him. And what he did that was more commendable than what Big did, he came back with a whole wife. Big came back to Sex and the City in the States with the whole wife and didn't even address Carrie. They just ran into each other like, oops. Kind of like that. So they ripped that
his ex-girlfriend when he's married? Why would he address his ex-girlfriend when he's married? Like you said, he had a whole wife. Why would his ex-girlfriend is a non-factor?
Well, whatever. Like I said,
he didn't even break it off.
Had some feelings about it, just like Ella has
she had an opportunity. Let's not forget about this, because I watched Sex in the City. I watched every single episode and all the movies. She had the opportunity to go with him, and she said she didn't want to leave the city because he told her you could go with me, and she didn't want to leave.
No, not you talking about Sex in the City.
I'm talking about Sex and the City. She could have left. Because I can tell you right now, sometimes if you love someone, you have to make sacrifices in your own life to be with them. My wife, when we met, we were in California, where we're both from, and I was out there. I was working. I had just finished up college. She had just finished up grad school, and I was in the military. And she got an offer to come out to DC and go work for the federal government. She got an opportunity that was the exact job that she wanted. She didn't come and ask me, oh, how do you feel about it? Let's talk about this and that. She had the opportunity of a lifetime and she was taking it. So what did I do? I went and applied to grad school and got accepted to grad school here on the East Coast. And then I went to my commanding officer and said, I got accepted to grad school on the East Coast. Can I get a transfer? And then I got transferred out here to Baltimore. And I came out here, I bought an engagement ring and moved my ass out here and asked her to marry me. Because that's what you do when you love someone, you make sacrifices. You don't get mad and say, well, they're leaving and I don't want to have to leave. I'm firm in my position and I'm not doing anything. And then get mad because they move on with their life. I mean, come on, man.
Okay.
That's BS.
Like
Moochie.
I said, I don't have no problems with it. I said he did what was best for him, and he came back and he doing whatever. Well, Sex and the City was a different situation, and yeah, okay, I understand what Larry is saying about it.
I understand.
If you want to be with someone, you sometimes have to make sacrifices, real world sacrifices to be with that person. And if you're not willing to make those sacrifices before you're married, how do you expect you're going to make those big sacrifices that are needed when you are married?
Because there is no guarantee that you want to get married. At the end of the day, there's no guarantee that the man is going to propose.
Exactly. But that's part of the sacrifice. You have to take that chance. You have to take the risk.
It ain't worth it.
Well, I know for some people, once you
exactly,
do get
you
married,
just said it's not worth it, and because it's not worth it, you don't get you said it's not worth it, so you don't get to sit up there then and be all butthurt about it later and say, "Oh my God, he moved on with his life. How dare he?"
I agree, Larry.
It wasn't worth it to
you. I agree.
Okay, Moochie, finish off because, like I said, my little overlord is getting anxious and she's getting restless. And
I was gonna say with Anderson.
Oh, that's his name. He looked like an Anderson. Is his first name Cooper?
No, I think that's his.
No, you called him Albie Shaw. What you call him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what Larry called him. No, but what I was gonna say is, I think he didn't want to tell her he was leaving because she already was going through getting dropped from her publisher.
Yeah.
And he said that he didn't want to put any more on her that she couldn't handle. So she must have been reeling from that, where he was just like, you know what, I'm not going to do it this way.
Yeah.
And then when he left, he didn't intend on staying that long, but then they asked him to stay longer.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, let's not forget, she stopped taking his phone calls and stopped communicating with him because she was mad. And so he was like, well, I guess she's done with me. So he was like, I have nothing to go back to. So why am I going back?
Him.
And
you gotta get over him.
And I agree with what Lamont was saying. It was a drop of somebody dropped the ball with the communication.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think she realizes that now. I think that's why she gave in towards the end of the night.
No, she gave in towards the end of the night because she's still in love with this man.
Yeah, that too. But that, I mean, once somebody explains all of that to you and you still love them, then you're like, okay.
But let's not get it twisted with her now. Them hot cakes is warm too, Muchella. She's been trying to get them hot cakes away for about 3 weeks now. So
I mean, she's been running around a little bit. She's been kind of on host status for the last couple of weeks, trying not to sleep with him.
The first guy didn't even get the ship into the harbor.
The second guy only got the head in.
He just said something that turned her off, where she just she didn't even put on her shoes before she left the house.
Well, she shouldn't go around trying to sleep with colonizers.
Barefoot.
She doesn't want to have slave flashbacks. She shouldn't be sleeping with the colonizers. But
Muchella, he only got the head in before she was like, I'm not sleeping with this.
I know. Once she saw herself in the mirror, when she was getting ready to take some back shots, that
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, that is a great place for us to leave this thing right now.
You know?
I don't got in enough trouble with this crew for one night. We will be back tomorrow with our wild news stories and politics and stocks and whatever the current events are of the day. We'll have somebody on with us as a guest. So be sure to like everybody's channel, subscribe to everybody's channel, and share our message, because I'm hearing a lot of people saying that they're not even getting our notifications. I don't know what the hell YouTube is doing, but there's something wrong with the notifications, ladies and gentlemen. So you have to go back in there, make sure they're turned on, because I've kept a record from April till now. 20,000 people, different people have told me they haven't gotten my notifications. That's almost a fifth of my channel. And I sent those messages to YouTube. So it's up to you guys to continuously turn on our notifications, check them weekly if you really, really like our content. I know more of y'all like what we're putting out than what our numbers suggest. So be sure to subscribe to our channels, like us. We'll be back tomorrow. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, we'll bring the fire for you tomorrow. We'll see you.
Peace.
Later.
Peace.